and welcome to today's video. And today we're going to be scripting a third-person camera script. So, yeah, let's start scripting. So, let's delete this part. You're going to want to create a script inside starter player scripts, and you're going to want to rename it to camera script. Spelling is the key, and here we're going to start scripting. Now, if you don't want a script, then I will have a link to the script in the description. But anyways, let's get started. So, we're gonna make the local player variable. So that's our player variable done. We're also gonna make variables like run service. Now, what we're run service, and this will be game.getService run service, and then here we'll type in local context action service. Now, before we start continuing scripting, credits to whoever person in the description, because well, I found this script from them, so credits to them. But anyways, let's continue scripting. So get service context action service, and here we're gonna type in local x angle. So this will be like kind of like the angle of the camera. Kinda, not really, but kinda. And then we'll type in root part, and this will equal to player dot character wait for child humanoid root part. The humanoid root part is something we definitely want. We also want the camera. So let's type in workspace current camera, workspace.current camera. And then here, what we're going to type in is not C-frame. We're going to type in camera.camera type equal to. Now you can just do this. You could just do this, but to be clean here, we can type in enum.camera type.scriptable. Those two lines are basically the same thing, so don't worry. Now we're gonna type in run service dot render steps. So this will run all the code inside this little run service connect function will run for every frame of the game. So this means the mouse will be locked for every frame of the game. If you put in mouse locking code, we'll get to that a bit later. But yeah, and we want the player and the camera to be like kind of like together for every frame of the game. We don't want it to just be for like one frame and then it's all back to normal movement. Plus, since our camera type is unscriptable, we won't be able to move the camera without the run service render step. So this is important. Yeah. But before we start coding in this too, we have to make another little function thingy, and this will be called context action service. We type in bind action camera movement, and then function, and then here we're just gonna put a bunch of underscores with two underscores with commas, and then last one will equal to input, end it all, and then here we're going to type in x angle equal to x angle equal to input. We actually have to minus this, don't we? X angle equal to minus input dot delta dot x times 0.4, and then here y angle equals to math dot clamp equal to y angle minus input dot delta dot y times 0.4, and then here just minus 80 and 80. There's also one more variable that I forgot about, and this is the camera offset. So if now we want, so now since this is like a video about like third person and custom shift lock, we want it to be slightly moved like that, and then we also want a z of 0.5. So we're gonna have to add this number and this number. If you want, you can add a y, but I think it's just fine if we have an x and a z. So now we're done with this. We can actually start coding here. So what we're gonna do in the run service render step is that we're gonna do this. What do I do here? Okay, so we type in if root part, then what we're gonna do here. So if it finds the humanoid root part, which is what we need, we could do torso, but no, humanoid root part, because it's put in every character. Plus, if it was R6 and R15, there would be like a big difference, because R15 would be like upper torso or lower torso, and then R6 would be like torso. So I have a little bit of an error problem here. So that's why we do humanoid root part, because it doesn't matter what character you are, you will always have a humanoid root part. So we're doing the humanoid root part. So here we're gonna make a variable called start C-frame. And then we'll make this equal to cframe.new, and then times cframe.angles, then again times cframe.angles, and then inside the cframe.new, we're gonna make an extra parentheses. We're gonna type in root part dot cframe.p plus vector3.new. This will kind of be our camera offset again. We kind of need to do this again, so just simply don't put the z anything, just make it 2 here. Yeah. So we then in the cframe.angles. Now this cframe.angles will take care of the x rotation. Now we want to do the x rotation first, because if we do the y, then it's going to be a bit wacky and weird. We also want to change this here. I just noticed that there's a little error there. So camera movement. There we go. Little error here. You want to cframe.angles this 0 mad.rad x angle. Now it's kind of weird how we put the x angle in the y kind of angle, but it's kind of just how I found the script, so kind of just have to stick to it. But the script does work like that, so I guess it's something. So then we're gonna want to make a variable called camera C-frame, and this will equal to start C-frame minus start C-frame. Oh wait, no, I'm pretty sure we could just do start free C-frame vector to world space, vector to world space. But I'm just gonna do this just in case. Start C-frame. Start C-frame minus vector to world space, and then here we're gonna type in vector3.new. We're just gonna type, well, here we don't need to actually do much. Now we could just throw in camera offset, just simply throw in camera offset. We can type in local camera place, and you go to start C-frame dot minus start C-frame to world space, and then here we can type. Now this time we gotta make it a bit different, so here we're just gonna do in camera offset dot x, camera offset dot y, and minus this number. So there we go. Minus this number. You should, if you want, you can get rid of these, but I'm just gonna delete them too. But if you want, you don't have to get rid of them, or you can get rid of them if you want to. So then you can just type in camera.cframe equals cframe dot new, and then we'll type in camera cframe dot p, and then just camera place dot p. Now that's our script done, although I do recommend to at least test it and see if it actually works, because I could like make a few mistakes. We're not always all the time correct. So yeah. So as you can see, it does not really work. Let's see if there are any errors. Has a problem with waiting for the child. Okay, so here it has a big problem for waiting for the humanoid group part. So let's look at the free modeled script. So if we go into this, as you can see, it's a bit more. Now we forgot to add this part here, which is something I did. That's my mistake. Don't worry. You blame nothing. We also did this wrong. Same time, me. So, so you can delete this. You can delete that. And then here, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put 2 here, and then here, false enum dot camera, wait, no, not user input type dot mouse movement. Let's see if this fixes anything. Now it's also obvious that this fixed absolutely nothing. So this completely reveals that it has problems with waiting for child. So what about we try, gives an error, don't worry, we'll just do that. Let's see if this improves anything. Yep, proves absolutely nothing. Now here we got the real error. It's a little bit of uncoding. You can try to find the real error. So the error here is that on a line 27. So let's scroll down here. P. So here these. Let's look at this free modeled script again. This is actually plus vector to world space, and here it's vector to world space, so we have to add this. So start C-frame, start C-frame plus start C-frame plus, and then in this camera script, that's a little error here. Now, if you want, we can try, instead of just simply doing this, we can do vector3.new camera offset dot y camera offset dot z. So let's see. Yeah. Oh wait. Okay, so we have officially made our third-person camera script. Now what we gotta do is that we gotta make it so it locks our mouse, because right now to the center, because right now it is kind of weird, because you have to use the custom moving around things. So here in not starter pack, in starter GUI, we're gonna insert a script and just rename this to lock. And then here, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna type in UIS equal to game not get service, not gamepad service. I'm sorry. User input service. And then here you're gonna type in run equal to game dot get service, run service, and then we're gonna type in run dot render stepped function, all that fancy stuff. Then we're gonna type in UIS dot mouse behavior equal to mouse behavior dot lock center. Now if we run the script, as you can see, it is a fully functional camera script. It works good and fine. It's fully functional custom / third person shift lock. So that'll be the end of today's video. Bye guys, and I'll see you in the next video.